You know, AI is absolutely everywhere right now. But honestly, most conversations are kind of missing the point. They all focus on the what, the technology itself, instead of the why. So today, we're going to flip that script. We're going to use a really powerful principle from one of the sharpest minds in business to find the real, lasting opportunities that AI can unlock.
So, Jeff Bezos got this incredible insight from his grandfather, and it's such a great reminder that just being clever with new tech, like AI, really isn't enough. The real breakthrough, the magic, happens when you apply that cleverness with kindness, which in the world of business really just means having a deep, empathetic understanding of what your customers are always going to need. I mean, this is the core challenge for any leader, right? Technology, markets, trends, they're all constantly shifting like sand under your feet. And if you build your whole strategy on that shifting sand, you're always just one gust of wind away from it all falling apart. So, where do you find the solid ground?
Here's our game plan for finding that solid ground. First, we're going to unpack Bezos' core principle for building on things that last. Then, we'll connect that directly to the power of AI. We'll move from just simple customer wants to much deeper human desires. And finally, we'll boil it all down into a practical AI playbook that you can start using, well, today.
Okay, let's get right to that foundation. You know, most leaders are obsessed with what's going to change in the next 10 years. Bezos, he does the exact opposite. He asks, what's not going to change? Because the answer to that question, that's where you can build a business that lasts.
And the insight here is so simple, but wow, is it profound. Stop chasing every new trend. Instead, anchor your strategy to these stable, timeless truths about people. These are the fundamental needs of your customers. This is the bedrock you can build on for decades to come.
And just look at how Amazon put this into practice. Their entire empire is basically built on 3 simple, unchanging truths. I mean, think about it. 10 years from now, nobody is ever going to say, man, I wish my packages came slower, or I really wish I paid more for this. It's just not going to happen. These needs are permanent.
All right, now for the fun part. Let's connect this timeless principle to today's most powerful technology. How can AI, which feels like the ultimate tool of change, help us deliver on these things that don't change?
This is where the old principle meets some seriously new power. That timeless need for fast delivery? Well, now it's being solved by AI-powered logistics that can reroute an entire fleet of trucks in real time. That demand for low prices? That's being met by AI that optimizes every single link in the supply chain. And reliability? That's being supercharged by systems that can literally predict machine failures before they even happen.
And the scale of this is it's staggering. AI doesn't need a coffee break. It doesn't sleep. It works 24/7, constantly analyzing, predicting, and preventing problems. It takes these timeless human needs and delivers on them with a level of efficiency and consistency that was science fiction a few years ago.
Okay, solving for logistics and price is powerful stuff for sure. But in today's world, that's almost just table stakes. The real innovation, the strategy that's truly hard to copy, comes when you move beyond what customers simply want and you start solving for what they fundamentally need as human beings.
This iceberg is the perfect way to think about it. Above the water, you've got the obvious, transactional wants. But the real opportunity, the massive hidden part of the iceberg, lies below the surface. These are the fundamental drivers of human behavior. Our deep needs for health, for security, for connection, for personal growth, for a sense of purpose. This is where lasting value is created.
And this is the point where data alone just isn't enough. As Bezos himself admits, to really understand these deeper motivations, you need more than spreadsheets. You need intuition. You have to invent on behalf of the customer, because a lot of the time, they can't even articulate these deep-seated needs themselves.
So, let's actually create a map. What does it look like when we apply the incredible power of AI not just to logistics, but to these profound human desires? Because this is where the real game-changing opportunities are just waiting to be discovered.
And this is where it gets really exciting. AI isn't just about making things faster anymore. It's about making entirely new things possible. It's moving from optimizing a delivery route to offering early health diagnostics. It's going way beyond simple product reliability to providing proactive cybersecurity. And it's tackling our deep need for connection by instantly breaking down language barriers for all of us.
And the applications just go even deeper. To serve our need for personal growth, AI can act like an infinitely patient, personalized tutor. To help us in our search for purpose, it can become a creative partner, unlocking our ability to make art or music we never thought we could.
And to satisfy our desire for just a little more simplicity, it can become an assistant that cuts through all the noise and just reduces our mental workload.
All right, so how do you put all of this into practice? Let's take this entire framework and turn it into a simple, actionable playbook that you can apply to your own business, your own industry, right away. It's really just a three-step process. First, always start with the human. Identify that timeless need. Is it health, security, connection? Second, define the friction. What makes it hard, or expensive, or just frustrating to meet that need right now? And third, and only then, do you map the specific AI solution that can completely eliminate that friction?
This means we have to stop the old way of thinking, the technology-first way. The most common, and frankly the least effective, approach is to get your hands on a new technology and then just run around looking for a problem to solve with it.
The right approach is to completely reverse that sequence. Start with the enduring human problem. Anchor all of your thinking in that real, unchanging need. Only then does AI become this incredibly targeted, powerful tool in your arsenal, rather than just a solution that's desperately looking for a problem. And so that really leaves us with this one final thought. Take a look at your own world, your industry, your customers. What is that deep, unmet, and unchanging human need that's just been sitting there, waiting for a tool powerful enough to finally come along and solve it? Because that is your opportunity.